Hello, my loves, and welcome back. Do you wonder which essential oils you can use to help your anxious cat? Well, do not fear, I've got you covered. So this video is not about how to use essential oils with cats. I will pop a link below for that one, which I've already done and you can watch. And I'm not talking about how to use essential oils with cats or whether you can use them. That's already been done, so watch that other video. Today we're talking specifically about 5 essential oils that I absolutely love and always reach for when I'm working with anxious cats. So as you may or may not know, my boy Leo used to be feral for the first 18 months of his life. So it took us a while to domesticate him. And one of the very first things that I did when he came to live with us is to put down some essential oils, 4 of which I'm actually sharing with you today. So essential oils are a great way to support your cat's emotional and mental health. Yes, they can work for physical things as well, but because we're talking about anxiety today, we're talking about emotional and mental health. So let's dive in. Now, the first one that I'm going to recommend is a bit of a splurge in terms of pricing, okay? So it's not the cheapest. Now, the first one is called Pink Lotus. You may not have heard about it before. I came across this when I was training with Caroline Ingram, and I've only found a little snapshot of it in, I think it's one of her books. Now, Pink Lotus for cats is beautiful because it balances the chakras, which of course you know I absolutely love, hence all the colours around the logo. So Pink Lotus not only balances the chakras, but it also helps the cat to connect to their divine, to their divinity. So, cats were treated like gods, in the past, Egypt, etc. Let's not go into the history of it all. But Pink Lotus really helps them to feel sovereign, to feel into their divinity. Now, if you've got an anxious cat or an anxious human for that matter, it's pretty hard for them to recognize just how worthy and lovable and amazing they are when the mental chatter is ongoing, or like for cats, they're reacting to a threat in their environment or the anticipation of a threat. So Pink Lotus is great because it helps to give the cat the opportunity to remember, to really and truly come home to themselves, to anchor into the sentience and uniqueness of each being that they are. It's not cheap, I'll be honest, but it is well worth it if you've got an anxious cat. So when Leo is having any form of issue, whether it's like fireworks or whatever, this is one of the first ones that I reach for, okay? Now, remember, in this other video that I've talked about how to use essential oils with cats, I talk about how to offer essential oils, which we're not going to go into today. So Pink Lotus is the first one. Now, the others, I've got all of them in the Aromatic Cat book. So again, if you're not familiar with this book, hang on, just put my cat chakra one up. If you're not familiar with my Aromatic Cat book, Nyana Morag and I co-authored this together, and it is just about how to use botanical remedies with cats. We cover essential oils, hydrosols, and dried herbs, and a little bit about powders as well, like spirulina. You can get a signed copy from my website, naturallycats.co.uk, and I'm going to share with you about my other 4 favorite essential oils, which are all in here, okay? I've not picked them because they're in here. I put them in here because they are my favorites. So when we were writing this book, I'll never forget, Nyana said to me, like, you've got to cut it down. Like, I wanted to put 30 essential oils and we did 20, or was it? Yeah, I think we did 20. And I just kept having more and more that were great for anxiety. And she said to me, it's not specifically about anxious cats. This book is for all cats. And I was like, yeah, do you know what? Good point. Good point. So I'm going to share with you my other 4 favorites. But like I said, if you want more information, you can find it in the Aromatic Cat book. Okay. So the second one that I really, really love is jasmine. Now, jasmine, you can get as a dried herb. Be sure to get organic, which can be a bit tricky, okay? So if you're not comfortable using essential oils, you can use this in the herb version. Now, with jasmine, it's the essential oil. When I trained with Caroline, she mentioned it's a hug in a bottle. So again, it's very, very calming, very nurturing, very soothing for the emotional needs and the emotional health of the cats, okay? It's really great for cats that are showing perhaps aggression that's reactive aggression. So those that are feeling threatened and anxious in their environment, it might come across as like defensive aggression. Okay, so it's good for those. It's also good for over grooming cats as well. So if you've got a cat that is showing spots on their tummy or their inside of their legs, try some jasmine with them and see if it helps. It balances out the yin and yang energy of the cat. So when you've got a cat that's got excess yang, so they're being very dominant, like I said, that's coming from an anxious place, it really helps to kind of balance that out. Okay. We've put in here about it's frequently used for hierarchy issues, and cats who would want to take charge because they're actually feeling insecure. Any cats that feel neglected or need nurturing and comforting. Okay, so like I said, hug in a bottle. Okay, so that's Jasmine. That's the second one. So if you haven't already subscribed to the Naturally Cats YouTube channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button along with the bell to get notifications of my new releases so you can help your cat with every video. Okay. Then we go on to geranium. Let me take my little sticky out so I know I've done that one. Geranium, this is funny. So geranium is an essential oil that I, as a human, cannot get enough of. I've got it in my car. I have it in my bath salts. I could literally like shove it right by my nose and just sniff it all day long, which is fascinating and should tell you something about me. So geranium helps with, for cats, this is not for humans. For cats, it helps with insecure and moody types, any that are experiencing a change in their home or disruption to routine. It balances the mind and body, and it relieves emotional and physical stagnation of energy. Now, one of the things that I love about geranium is that it, again, it's all over balancing. It's balancing, it's grounding, it helps with like change. Now, as we've said here, change in the environment, change of routine. So if you are leaving the house for a while, or if you've got people coming to stay, or if you're having a bit of a tough time of it yourself, perhaps you and your partner are splitting up, or you're having issues with your job, don't forget our cats can sense and feel our energy. So if you're feeling a bit off or your anxiety is quite high, you might want to get some geranium, have a good sniff of it yourself, and then offer it to your cat. Okay. So geranium really helps with cats that are lacking self-confidence. So again, those that are going through a transition or a change, don't forget cats thrive on routine. Okay. So if something's not the same for them, if something is different for them, reach for the geranium. Okay. Okay. So like I said, everything is in the aromatic cat book that I'm sharing with you here. You can get a signed copy from my website, naturallycats.co.uk. Okay, then the next one I want to talk about is rose. So rose is probably my second most favorite remedy, I would say. When it comes to cats, if I'm using dried herbs, I always have rose. I've dwindled down my stock of dried herbs. So I've stopped doing herb gardens, excuse me, in this last year or two, but I've still got rose because Leo plays with the rose buds. I can see him now. I flick it from the top of the stairs and he goes crazy for it. So it brings out like a childlike energy in him. Now, rose, again, is very balancing. It is very much a yin energy. Okay. So again, helpful for dominant cats or those that are showing any signs of aggression. It's also really great for cats that have been through trauma, any that have been abused or rejected or had any kind of, trauma, any pain in their past. It helps with sadness. It helps with sadness that is stored in the body. Okay, so if you've got cats that have got reoccurring health issues and you think it might be connected to previous trauma or things that happened in their past, consider getting rose. Okay, now again, the essential oil is much more potent than the dried herb. The dried herb is great because you can give your cat the choice about how and when they interact with it. The essential oil, don't forget, all essential oils are far more concentrated. Now, one of the things I need to mention about rose is about the quality of what you get from where. Now, rose is very, very similar to lavender in that it is very popular. So it can be heavily adulterated. It can even just be perfumed. So it could be fake, essentially. Now, to get good rose essential oil, again, you're talking about paying about £45 for like 2 to 3 mils. Okay. So it's not cheap, but you don't want it to be cheap because if it's cheap, it's not the real deal. Okay. And when it comes to essential oils, quality is so important. It's not about getting the cheaper option, the cheaper alternative. If you can't afford the essential oil, wait and save and then get it. Okay. Rose is really great as well for any cats that have been neutered or spayed. Okay, so just as an aside, let me just check what else. Yeah, we've talked about abuse, sadness, and loss. So Rose is my third one. 1, 2, 3. Yep. No, fourth one. Fourth one. So just to recap, we've had pink lotus, jasmine, geranium, and rose. Like I said, everything is in here. Okay. And now I want to talk about chamomile. Go back. So just before I talk about chamomile, be sure to come into the comments and let me know if you use essential oils with your cats or if you've got any questions, I'm not going to talk about where to get them from in this video. There are stockists and stock lists in the back of the Aromatic Cat book. Again, because this is just for cats, you know that the lists that we've put, the suppliers that we've put in the back are ones that we recommend, that we use, okay? So yes, come into the comments and share with me if you're using essential oils with your cats. Or if you've got any questions, come and let me know. Some of the essential oils that I've talked about today, like I said, you can get in the herb version if you're not confident using essential oils, but there's no reason for you not to be. Like I said right at the beginning, I've done the other video about how to use essential oils with cats, so there is no reason why you can't give it a go, okay? Now, the next one that I wanted to talk about is chamomile. So that you'll notice that my top 5 for herbs, for essential oils that are good for anxious cats does not include lavender. So let me be clear about this. You can use lavender with cats if you use self-selection principles. So you put the herb down or the essential oil down and let the cat choose. If you have a good quality essential oil, now again, lavender is very much like rose. It's heavily adulterated and therefore really cheap. So you don't want to be paying, bottom end of the scale for lavender. If you're not sure about your essential oil quality, contact the supplier, ask them how they get it, how it's distilled, and as many questions as you can, okay? Lavender is safe, as are all essential oils, to use with cats if you use self-selection principles. So the last one for me is chamomile. Now, there are 2 types of chamomile. There's German chamomile and Roman chamomile. Now, if you're not sure which to get or you've only got one, offer it and see what happens, okay? Chamomile is calming, as we all know. If you haven't got the essential oil and you've just got a tea bag version in your cupboard, go and make a tea, let it cool, and then put it on the floor. Not like pour it on the floor, but like on a saucer, and see if your cat would like to work with it and select it. So the difference between German chamomile and Roman chamomile depends on the behavior that's coming up, where the anxiety is rooted, okay, where it's coming from. So with German chamomile, it's for cats that are withdrawn, like your classic anxious cats, okay, those that are hiding away, those that are withdrawn, those that are, like for Leo, would be like behind the spare bed, or those that run away when, someone comes to the front door, that kind of on edge, hiding, withdrawn, classic type anxious cat, okay, that's German chamomile. And for Roman chamomile, it's about those that are like obsessive, like the anxiety has got to a point again where they're over grooming, they're restless, they can't settle, they're showing signs of anxiety that they just can't be calm and grounded in their environment, okay? It might be that they're fearful or nervous, again, different types of anxiety. So if you're not sure which one to try, get one and try it, would be my suggestion to you. Like I said, everything is in here. We do go into German and Roman chamomile a bit more. We talk about different ways to use it. And obviously in here, we also do talk about the physical uses. So Roman chamomile can be used for eczema, inflamed skin, nervous digestive problems, sign of anxiety, stress-related skin problems. And for German, it can be used for insect bites, arthritis, soft tissue swellings, ulcers, fungal infections, and so much more. All right. So I've only given you a very brief overview today. I'm trying to keep the video, to a watchable length. So we've covered the top 5 essential oils that I would offer to an anxious cat. If you want to delve into the deeper depths of the type of anxiety and which essential oil would be good for different types of anxiety, like I said, all you need is in here, okay? So just to recap, we've got pink lotus, geranium, rose, chamomile, and jasmine. All right. So have a look online, see what you can find. Like I said, cheaper isn't always better. And we've got a list in the back of the book here about recommended suppliers that we use, Nyana and I use ourselves. So I hope that's been helpful. Like I said, come into the comments if you've got any questions, or let me know if you use essential oils with your cats. I'll pop the link below for the other video that I've done, which shows you how to use essential oils with cats. And I'll also pop a link to the blog that I've written as well about it. Thank you for watching and being here. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.